There we go. Oh, I'll be a bit high. Let me finish my tea and I will be right with you. Aha, we are live. Good. There you go. The perfect act, good lord. My hair is starting to merge with my headphones. Ooh. Right, now... Presume audio is playing. Hey, audio is playing. I can turn that down, and I can now see. I can go back onto. That was a creepy man just there. Chapter 6 already. Wow, cracking through this. Back to the Hawkins mansion. Hello everybody, welcome to part 3 of Call of Cthulhu. As you might remember, we had just got back from the old mental institute where we'd been put in by someone and our dead police friend had just got us back out again, which is confusing because I am sure he was dead. He was a very dead. Anyway, Pierce woke up in an asylum installed in the cellars of the Riverbank Institute. He met Dr. Colden, a female friend of Bradley who helped him to escape. Wandering through the corridors of this place where Dr. Fuller reigned supreme, Pierce was able to talk to a man called Francis Sanders. Before dying in full view of the detective, he accused Sarah Hawkins of being the cause of his torments. Pierce finally left the accursed buildings accompanied by Bradley and Colden. Their companions in misfortune decided to use the Hawkins mansion as a hideout. And I finished my tea just in... Whoa.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
Was that there last time? I've definitely done this safe before. I can't remember that. Oh. The last drop of tea. Well. Let's. Oh, it's a lovely sunny day outside. I'm gonna go talk to that man who died, because that's somewhat disconcerting. Excuse me, sir, you should be dead. I saw you get stabbed.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
You have a very shiny face, miss. Sorry. You're also getting some awkward looks. Excuse me, sir.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
No, you
Tell
can.
us. What happened?
Go on. Tell them. Tell them. No. Talk to Bradley. You should be dead. What do you mean I can't do this? You should be dead. You got stabbed. What? I found this. I found what? What? Why can't I click this? What?
I found a Darkwater PD badge. Lost a colleague recently?
What the...
Bradley.
Ethan?
I'm all right. I just had a... It's gone.
You're sure?
If it's important, it'll come back. But I can't explain why Dr. Fuller would have that badge.
The man's a danger, believe me.
What can we do, Pierce?
You should be dead. Why can't I ask this question? Fine. It's interesting that it would give you the option, even though why doesn't it just blank that out? What do I have to say to you?
I found this at the Hawkins house. The doses seem insane.
Barbiturates. But these doses...
What do you mean?
Half the island is under treatment. What is prescribed here, however, is enough to knock out an ox.
Fuller wrote this prescription to fool everyone into believing she was mad.
Or perhaps her husband wrote it.
Perhaps Charles and Dr. Fuller were in league.
A conspiracy. How dreadful.
It's enough to knock out an ox. My kind of lady. This is a really civil conversation to be had, considering I was just locked up at a mental institute. And you should be dead. Dead.
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes. I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw
As
was
long as he
more
feeds them
akin to
lettuce.
torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
It's the truth, Ethan. And I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
Yes, I like her.
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital
Everything
in
has come from that
1904
darned
with funds
boat.
from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
Not from you, apparently.
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
He called him the Shambler. Oh, that's right. He flew in midair and died, didn't he? I remember now. That's how this man died.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
Come
An art
on,
collector,
Irene.
you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
Who do I side with? Who do I want me back? Who's gonna be my best friend? Do I want the dead man who I saw die? He's got a big old scowl on his face.
You're right.
No.
Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
How did I get there in the first place? Anywho. I don't trust you, sir. I don't trust you one bit. You did. I saw you did. You, I have no reason to trust one way or the other. You have sketchy eyes. Sketchy eyes. Alright. I do need a drink. You did say that. Good lord, who hangs that painting up above the fireplace? That's mad. Can't play some music. Can I? Skip it up, skip it up, skip it up. Oh, it's tempting. It's tempting to have a drink. If I get caught after having just broken out of a mental institute with whiskey on my breath, that'd probably be a bad thing, right? So let's not do that. Pierce, Colden, and Bradley decide to team up to solve the Sarah Hawkins case. They have a new trail to follow. Francis Sanders, an art collector and friend of the painter who died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak to his widow about the Shambler, but that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died. Oh, I couldn't go back into the rest of the house then and go into that room which I didn't bother going into. There's all sorts of secrets I'm missing. I'm missing all them secrets. Oh well. Get the boots, get the boots, get the boots. Hello.
What can I do for you, sir?
That's a nice
Mrs.
car.
Sanders, I'm a private detective.
Looks like my
I was
beard.
taught about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well,
Ooh,
look who's here.
she got purple hair. Very cool.
You know each other.
Our paths crossed, briefly. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker.
I don't think she's necessarily
This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable.
the baddest
It would
guy.
seem that you have much to tell me.
I feel like if I play my cards right, I can get on her side.
May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday. I met him at the hospital.
Okay.
He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
He died screaming right before my eyes. Let's sit down.
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind.
Well, that's fine.
I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes?
I didn't say I was there.
Did you not do anything to help him?
Hold to desk eloquence. Oh, I think I ranked it up a little bit. I can't check. Oh, I can't check my skill points. Oh, no. The true culprit is Fuller. It wasn't me who sent him there. Well, it's one of these two I've got to do. Yeah, one of them gets her on my... No, one of them's just lying. Sort of. I mean, they're both kind of lying. I'm gonna push. I'm gonna push my luck.
Mrs. Sanders, I understand your grief, and I extend my deepest condolences to you. But I had nothing to do with the death of your husband. I've just arrived on Darkwater. I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
The death of the Hawkins family?
Ooh.
You mean it was not an accident? This accursed island knows only tragedy after tragedy. You, too, would be advised to flee it like the plague. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
I expect you to die, Mr. Bond. That seems snoopy. Let's do that one.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Her.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Well,
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit. Because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
time to do some snooping. You've not... I don't know where your gallery is, but thank you. It's a nice picture you have.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Good lord, what is that?
A house of artists.
No, that's a piano, my friend. It's not an artist.
Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
Maybe even... louvers.
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
What did you do? Oh god. I can see her eyeballs. Ew. Grimace. Was that like before I went back in time? Oh, I now can't leave the room. Oh, what's
He
this?
finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel? Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins? The Shambler. I need to see it.
If you say so. Can I snoop? What happens if I snoop right in front of you?
Did she really care for him after all?
Dear madam, I acknowledge receipt of the letter in which you demand the body of your deceased husband. I am sorry to inform you that I cannot agree to return his body to you. At the moment of his interment, you signed a discharge allowing me to dispose of his body as I see fit. I extend my deepest condolences to you. Thomas Fuller. Yeah, he's an ass. Have I just taken that? Oh no, I left it on there. That's fine. Where am I going? Ooh. Medicine, eh? Maybe I can ask him if he's dead now. I don't need to do much research into medicine to know when somebody gets stabbed, they died. Is this the gallery? Nope. God, I don't know where I'm going. Oh yeah, I was going to have a look at that painting. Yeah, it's a weird painting to have. What else we got in here, down here? We got...
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Oh, an audio file. I'm just gonna steal that, am I? Okay, that's good. There wasn't an option to not steal that. On the upside, I can go into whichever room and have the honest answer of, I don't know where I'm going, I just got told to go to a gallery. Hello? Is this the gallery? Hello, madame?
A strange Amerindian pendant.
Ooh. Somebody be crashing.
I could use one of those.
Oh, sleeping pills. I've taken those. They're mine now.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Dear Francis, I beg you to give up all hope of ever owning this accursed painting. If our friendship has any meaning to you, please spare me the weight of guilt. I cannot be the architect of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the Shambler. Your friend, Sarah Hawkins. She knew it was a bad thing, eh? What's this thing? Oh! A history book. Hello, Cat Stevens. I could punch that open. I feel like that would be a terrible idea. What you reading? Would you read the book? Okay. I'm not gonna read that. Hey, have you read the book?
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
Another painting by Sarah Hawkins. One connected to the horrors I've discovered on this island.
What a surprise. I'm listening.
Ooh. And you, what are you doing here? No, very well. Let's be nice. Let's be
All's fair in love and war, I suppose.
Not now, sweetheart. I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
Okay, well, I was gonna tell you about it. What's the title of the book? I don't know if I want to read it. I kind of want to read it, and I kind of don't. Where's the... Is this the... Where's the picture? Where am I? How do I get in? I'm looking for a gallery. What's in this thing? Well, that's interesting. Ooh, more medicine points, eh? I'm a quick reader. Just like, eat the book. I don't suppose you know where the gallery is. Oh, double-sided door. Nice. Do I need to read the book? What am I missing?
An old diary.
Oh. This volume spends some time on Reverend Wickwood's community. His wife expresses her worries about the strange dreams that the Reverend's congregation are having since their arrival on the island. Some members of the community, her husband included, began to speak of their vision as a messenger sent by God. She is scared that they will suffer the same fate as the lost tribe. Cool. Diary of the pastor's wife. I feel like it's a bad book that's going to drive me nuts, so I'm not going to read it. It ain't about medicine, my favourite profession. Miss, where is your gallery? I could play the tape in the... Okay, well, whatever.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me.
I got her attention.
Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids. Each time I shut my eyes.
He's got his own backing piano.
I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
Well, I kind of feel mean. But I don't know where your gallery is. I can't go see it. I can't even burn it to the ground. Why have you got so many weird paintings? Oh, you're an art collector. That's why you've got weird paintings. Well, that makes sense. Nope. Miss, where is your gallery? I've gone to look. It must be behind there. I can't even ask her nicely. I don't want to break the box open. Why would I ever do that? Do you know where the key is? I'm going to end up reading that book in a minute out of haste. Yeah, you see it's locked and there's a keyhole, which means I need a key. And I bet the key is in the box. Well, that doesn't make... Why would you lock a key in a locked box? Yeah, I suppose there's some logic to it. I mean, it's the only door I can go in then. I'm running out of things to do. Sure, right, okay. I can either read the book, or I can break into a box. So, let's... read the book. Yeah, I would read the book. I've read all the books so far, why wouldn't I? Ooh. It is a kind of encyclopedia of monstrous and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe that they exist. Ew. Funky. Ooh, my occultism went up. To 2 of 5. How is my medicine only 26%? I've read like 7 books. I mean, that's how you become a doctor, right? Right, okay, I'm gonna break the box. Oh. It's not really a... There's a funny fish man there. I don't even know what that is. There's a fun bow and arrow. Sorry, just a bow. And some tableau twos. You're interesting. Okay. His reaction to that was, Daggers and spyglasses. What's he got? Oh, hello. It's Squidward.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Sure. I don't know when, as in like Christopher Columbian? Like before America was moved into? Is that the... No, moved into is the the weak term for it. Before America was forcefully...
The public entrance to the gallery.
Yes. Well, before the inhabitants were booted out. There's some fun paintings in here. Oh, it's that thing. Right, okay. Let's look at that last. Let's see what other clues are in here. That's just weird. I mean, that's really weird. Oh, that's cool. Those are not. That's cool and glowy.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
I don't know how he got these in. What am I backed up into? Okay. Can I hide in this cupboard? I can hide in the cupboard. Well. Nope. And double nope. And I see that's cool. Octolion.
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
That's fun. Nope, not looking at it yet. What's that thing? Is that an incense holder or a bell? Big doggy! Is that a big dog or is it a bear? Ah, same thing. That's a bit weird. I mean, kind of cool from a anatomy point of view. That's just odd. What did the poor goose ever do? Okay. Well, I can either... do I want to bring the... sure. Oh, it tops up my oil. Oh, because I've got a... How do I get my... Nope. Ah! I had forgotten about that. Well, let's go have a look at this here painting, shall we? It's just a big mouth. I'm gonna jam my face into it. Rolo. My hair got ruffled up real bad. Ugh. 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 On the outside, it doesn't have any eyes.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, the windows are... Oh! Oh, I can't look at it either, apparently. I'm just gonna skedaddle back up. Nope. There. I thought this was where the door was. Where was the door? Oh, there's the door. It's fine.
I can't even touch it.
Well, that's interesting. Woo! He got me good. Snuck up on me. Alright, we've seen this. Yeah.
What the hell was that?
I do go mad if I try and look at it. There's a cupboard over here. To the cupboard! You'll never find me in here. Yeah, it's a scripted cupboard look. Get out of here. Am I gonna die if I stay in this cupboard too long? Whoa. Maybe I have to get a weapon and stab it. Nope. Okay, no we're not. Okay. Gotta use my investigator brain now. So, the room is full of old weapons.
What the hell was that?
So, can I use some of them? Now, there's something I can interact with over in that corner. Right, where is it? It's kind of hard to tell where it is. Can it see me when I'm peeking? Oh, maybe it can. Or we can just play Ring Around the Rosies. That's fine. Where'd you go? Oh, you're over there. I can't tell if you have incredibly good vision or incredibly poor vision. Oh, it's very hard to tell. I'm just gonna get him. Okay, right. Maybe I need to trigger him to try get through the door first. Not looking. Nuh-uh. No lucky. Okay, he's gone off to the left. I'm gonna go mad if I stay in the cupboard much longer. So... yeah.
I can't even touch it.
Oh! He can get me if he sees me go in the cupboard. This boss appears to be very overpowered, and I don't know what to do about it. Yes, the big creature comes out and eats me. Okay.
What the hell was that?
See, it's so disorientating. Like, how do you... Can I just outrun you? Aha! I can do this forever. Ready? Whoop! Nope! Aha! Good thing he can't jump. Although I'm gonna go mad. Which would be a different way to die, I suppose. Whoa! Okay, we can... Ooh, I'm just gonna run away. Can I... Aha!
Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger.
Aha! What's this? Oh, more oil. Back! Yonder creature! Back! Turns out, it doesn't mind the light, and me holding a dagger does nothing. Good lord. Why is this so difficult? It's not trained me for this sort of encounter.
What the hell was that?
Right, so it's over there. Good lord, you don't get nothing. You just go instantly bananas.
Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger.
Nope. Okay, just in case that triggers
I
something.
can't even touch it.
See, I'm alright. I don't know what I would use the dagger for, though. Maybe I can break it out of a window? Okay, at least I know it's just my vision that goes mad. Presumably I can't get out this way either. Nope. Okay.
No way out. No choice. I must get rid.
Ooh, maybe now I've got a dagger I can stab the painting or something. That might work. Stab it! Aha!
Damn it! This dagger didn't work.
Ooh! I might be onto the right idea though. Just skedaddle into this room. Right, so I've just got to find the right dagger then. I don't think he's coming in here, is he? I mean, he will do as soon as I leave. But that's elementary. Elementary, dear Watson. Right. Do I have any idea as to what sort of dagger I should be using? Do I just try them all? Uh-oh. Bring her roses! Oh. We're getting there. We're getting there. I know what I'm doing now. I worked it out. Gotta go grab a dagger.
What the hell was that?
Dab the painting. Just don't know which dagger. Oops. Yeah, I don't need to hide in a closet, really. There's not even like a... See, there's definitely
Damn.
a couple of...
Maybe I can use this dagger.
There he goes. Keep going. Go on. No, not back this way. That's really unhelpful. Oh no, I suppose that does give me a clear run to the painting now. Sort of. What do you do? Do you do a loop? Oh, you don't do a loop. I'm gonna just try the bony one. What's the bony one do? Stab it! Nope.
Damn it! This dagger didn't work.
Have I just got to try them all? There doesn't appear to be a clever way of working out. There must be. There must be. A clue on the wall. I just can't look at the wall long enough because I'm locked in a tiny room with this ass. Get out of here. Get! Yeah, that's right. Right, I want the most coveted looking weapon in the room. See there, on either side of a... Ooh. Ooh. Okay, he's kind of dumb in terms of sound. Oh, I think he's just scarier than he is. Okay, I'm gonna try this dagger. It doesn't look like the right... Oh, it's glowing. Ooh. Nope. Not that one.
Damn it! I have to use a specific dagger.
Yes, we figured that one out, Pierce. Well done. Get in the cupboard. Largely because I can't remember which two daggers I already tried and I don't want to have to do this again. Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair at all. You son of a bitch. It's about now. I wish I'd taken more time to have a look
What
at the
the
daggers.
hell was that?
Right, okay. There aren't any weapons in this main room, are they? There are both in those two rooms with the cupboards, which makes us a lot of sense, because that means I can break things and hide. So I've got to find a specific dagger. Right. Well, it's not you, I've tried you. You don't look interesting enough. Oh, they all look different. Oh god, maybe it is a... I think you're the most coveted one, maybe.
Down. Maybe I can use this dagger.
Let's give this one a go. If that's of course how it works, by most coveted dagger is the best, I don't know. They don't really have any relation to each other. Maybe one looks like his... Does his take... His things are just straight old tentacly point things, aren't they? Which way are you going? That way, that's fine. So I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna stab you! Arrgh! Oh god.
Damn it! This dagger didn't work.
Oh no, that was a mistake. I pissed it off. I pissed it off. I don't know if I can lose it now. Unless I just have to try 3 daggers and it's the third one. There is no cheaty way of doing it. It is genuine guesswork to a degree. Is he not following me in here? Okay, whatever. Right, that's my guess. I've just got to try 3 daggers, or I'm going to go through the entire room and it'll be the last one I try. If it is a specific dagger, I'd have thought it would have been one in the other room as well, because that's the hardest one to get to. Come on, I broke a glass thing. Get in here. Hurry up. I don't know if I can die from going mad, or if I just go... everything goes dark. Okay. Let's go. Go on, Pierce. Just gotta work out which way he's going. Good. Attempt number 2!
Damn it! I have to use a specific dagger.
Just gonna try whichever one is closest. Because I can't work out. I mean, that one's under a painting over there. I don't know. Do I want to try that one? Where is he? Come on. There we go. Yeah, he ain't got no ears. Where did he go? Oh, he's over there. I'll stab you with a 3rd dagger. No. Okay, and there's no more line, so I do actually have to figure out which dagger it is I need. I'm gonna go through every dagger in this room now. Come on. Get out here. It looks kind of like if a Dementor didn't have a robe and had a pair of spikes on its back. And sort of crawled rather than floated. Hey, buddy boo. Get out of here. Right. I mean, if I were to have taken a guess, I'd have thought it would have been one of these bony ones anyway. Is it this one? God damn it, it's not that one. I have to do a ring of roses. Scooby-doo-boop-de-boop-boop. You ain't smart. Maybe I can just do this. Just charge him. Charge around. Where is he? He's either in that other room or he's behind me, and I don't like either option. That one. No, you see, that one didn't look special enough. Woo-hoo. I'm sure I already tried this one before, but let's do it again. Ugh. Come on. Nope. Oh, thank you. I lost him again. Mind you, half of them are sort of bony looking. Is it this one? When I get it right, I'll have a look at what it was. How did you see me all the way over there, you son of a bitch? Is it this one? I think it was that one. Some of the big golden thing. Aha! Ah! Gordon Bennett, this is ludicrous. Why is the music playing? He's nowhere near me. He's on me. Don't hide, just run. Just go. I'm so disoriented. Is it this one? Wow.
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection? Or was he seeking?
There's a clue. Alright. Hopefully it can't get where I'm reading. Far from possessing the talents of Sarah Hawkins, Sanders drew a dagger with a tortured form down to the smallest detail. The guard carries a strange historic symbol, a recurring feature of his correspondence with Sarah. Right. I'm looking for a dagger that's sort of curved with a pair of twisties on it, and 2 jewel blades, and a hilt. Are you staring? Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, you're gonna kill me now. Run faster! Run faster, Pierce! I need to look at daggers now. I know what I'm looking for. You son of a bitch! You screwed me! You screwed me so bad! Oh, I lost you. Yes. Aha! I'm too fast for your slow ass. Right. Let's have a look at these. It's not. Nope. This is that one.
This dagger looks different.
I was good done. Thought it was the one a little bit. Just get it. Just get it. Just go and stab it. Stab it good. Stand up with it. was gonna say. Stab it in the arm. Stab it in the face. Stab it somewhere. Back to whence you came. Oh, that can't be good.
What's the matter with you? You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
I had wondering.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Oh, I can't bring that up. Let's play it cool. Let's play cool.
It's nothing. I think I just drank too much.
That goes without saying. If you can't tell the difference between reality and fiction, then you're in real trouble.
It's better than the monster.
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
Did you know? Was she waiting for someone to come in? The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins. As a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce, after a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. That skeleton on the right there has, like, it's not even like he doesn't have a neck, he has, like, minus no neck. I think that she knew that something was funny with the painting, and now she can go in. So she semi-trusts me? I don't know. But she doesn't want to admit it. I think she knows.
Where's the bookseller?
All the books on medicine. Give them
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
Give me those psychology points. Oh, that's more medicine points. Yes, I will eat them.
An old diary.
The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and the worship of a strange worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to this voice in his head because it holds the truth. Sounds like Mr. Cthulhu. Hi, your friend, in a nice big chokehold, eh? Ew, that's glowy. I think that the white player there is a little bit stuffed. I'm not an avid chess goer, but even I know that. It's the Cup of Christ. You have chosen poorly. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the water surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up till then the region was a favoured refugee for Cetaceans? Cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Cilia returned to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. Yeah, there you go. Some more anatomical designs and drawings. Some boobies. Some man boobies. I think that might be lady boobies. Some babies. Some intestines. Some arms. A small, funny, chimp-looking fella. Some oil for me old lantern. But you don't really need... Nothing's really dark enough to require me to use this. Unless there's stuff I can discover by holding it up, of course. Nope. That said, maybe I just have the the brightness settings turned up too far. Oh, that doesn't look good. Somebody broke something. And the bugs.
What happened here? Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
The door.
Blood. Seemed like amateur work.
There was a shoe. Ooh.
To whom does this footprint belong?
That's a footprint? Well, I suppose that's why Pierce is the detective and I'm not. Linguistics.
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
Yes. Though I may get oh, I got teleported. Okay, well that makes sense.
What killed all these animals?
Ew.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
Interesting. Occultism. That's the good symbol, I believe, though.
What the... Charles Hawkins?
It's octopus arm.
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
I think you already know the answer to that. A book! Did I read that book? Is that the book I read? Nope. Can't read
Sarah
that book.
Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
What do you do?
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
It's all connected, you know. Oh, my eyes. Every time it does that. Hello.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Ooh. This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of its heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch whose purpose it is to push back the forces of the great Old Ones were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last Hawkins trip off to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find out. Cool.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
because I'm taking all their pills. Oh, 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 oh. Ooh, another book on medicine. Yes. Oh, the secrets.
What a strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
He says, holding it. A strange amulet. The pendant is in the shape of a large dog, and I don't know what it represents. I might find out more by searching the bookshop. Interesting. I shouldn't touch it. I think it's in my pocket now.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Oh, good lord. Right, okay. A page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If someone finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality, in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother, if she is still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect, oh, very humble of you, sir, very humble, I would ask that they deliver its contents into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. Well, I know that name. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to roll into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I shall neither be there to guide you nor to suffer you from your actions. Mr. Drake. Right, so there are 3 cylinders to do with Greece. In the bookshop. Oh, there's a lot of books I can read all of a sudden.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
Okay.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Many.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Well,
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
Okay.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Arkham Editions. Never heard of them.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
What?
Arkham Editions. Never heard. How many volumes are there in this collection?
Too many to count, apparently. Right. Okay. Greece. I don't know why I've got that out. Right. What's this? Ooh, that's a cylinder.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Ah, medicine book. Would you read the book? I mean, I'm in a bookshop. What else are you going to do? Let's do it.
What does this strange book contain?
I'm going to go mad.
This book contains unholy knowledge.
Ooh, I've seen that. I've seen that. That there. You can't see my finger. That thing on the right is the thing I put away in a painting. This collection catalogs and classifies creatures that I've never heard of. Divinates from the stars creatures capable of travelling from one dimension to another. It represents as the reference work on the bestiary of the myth. Without giving details on the mythology to which it refers, the pages are covered with phantasmal illustrations. Cool. I'm all sorts of a cult now. Ah, here we go. Nope.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
Presumably that'll increase... Oh, occultism. Okay, cool. Wow, this is like a treasure trove of things. I'm getting so many skill points. More medicine. I will be a genius by the time I leave this place. No, boring old dark water history. I don't need to know that. Well, I've got it. I will be here forever if I read all the text on page at the moment, so I'm not going to. You can pause the video yourself and read some of the boring stuff. Right, where is somewhere to play these tapes? I'm looking for... Again, not sure I'm holding it. Everything just looks a bit nice, I suppose. I'm looking for a phonograph, you know. Phonograph? Just a picture of some intestines. I mean, I've got to listen to it somehow. There must be a phonograph in here. Oh, chessboard.
Things are not looking good.
That's what I said. Hey, I could write the games design. There we go. Can't see it because I've not got my lantern out. Let's put in Drake's cylinder 1.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
That's the Grail. So that's the thing behind me. So the amount of red dots on the Grail.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Amount of white chess pieces on the board.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research.
And how many
I never tire of browsing through them.
Okay, well I can work this one out. Right, so...
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Red. 1. Okay, let's start from the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all I can do, right. 5. Chessboard is...
The Queen has little protection.
5, 4. Might be 3 if the Queen doesn't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 4, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Can I want to skedoodle this thing. How do I gotta use my other stick. 5. Change lock. 4. 8. Validate. Ooh. Right, okay. In which case it'll be 5, 3, 8 or 5, 3, 9 because you mentioned the word 9. There we go. It's a Necromicon. You have a lantern in your pocket. In fact, I was holding it when we opened the safe. It's Sauron. Oh, that never happened to Frodo. Oh my. That sort of did. Interesting. And on that conundrum, that may be the end for this evening's streaming, I'm afraid. In the nameless bookstore, Pierce traced the trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what the latter and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin. Ugh. Lay inside. Irresistibly attracted A book covered in human skin lied inside, irresistibly attracted the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body. Oh. And it looks like I'm going to the hospital. Am I going to go into the body of what's-his-face? To whom I saw die? Interesting. But yes, like I say, I think that will be all for tonight's stream. That's an hour and a half. Yish. It was a bit late starting, but I got work tomorrow, so I gotta go bed. I'm sorry, friends. We'll load it up in case there's a cutscene, and we can end on a high. The loading waits are to be desired, but otherwise, I'm enjoying this. There we go.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's no... tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Did you inject him with a tranquilizer?
No, Doctor. Not me, not anyone. Our stock is empty, yet again.
Again? But there was enough for the whole island.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse to help.
Of course.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
I'm going to
Very
examine
well.
the patient.
I'll examine him.
How do I do any of these things? Oh, I see.
30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin. Tender at the touch. Slightly sticky.
He's smelly and sticky and...
Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there.
Arnold Schwarzenegger from Junior.
We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
It's another edema, I just told you.
I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but When we bathed him earlier.
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
He's a fish man.
In spite of the muscle contractions,
That's why
his
it's
arms
sticky.
seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby.
He's
What
turning
about his
into
cranium?
a fish man.
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
I'm a vet too,
What do
don't
you
you know?
mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No.
No.
He's a mermaid.
This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
Uh-oh.
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I
hell's up with
don't
his collar?
appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients. Provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
You're turning him into a monster.
I've seen suction cups on his fingers, his falling body temperature, his dehydration. Had I only read the report, you know what I would have concluded, Doctor.
Do I? Tell me anyway. I'm curious.
That you need to get a better
He's
shirt.
no longer human. These are the attributes of an animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
Good Lord, his neck is not attached to his head.
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
A man with terrible
Was that a
shirt
threat?
sense.
What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices.
And an asshat.
My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Nobody mentioned crimes. For now. Do I keep a safe? I'm gonna keep a do I keep the nice nurse lady safe?
Don't you get involved in this. You've done enough already.
But doctor, this man is dying.
There's nothing we can do about it. He's in the hands of Dr. Fuller. Do you wish to end up like Elizabeth? With a diploma from Nightingale and the chores of a cleaning lady?
No. You're right.
Let me do my own investigation. It's time I found those missing files.
And where would you find those? In his office? What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep mum.
Cool. Well, now that that's over with, and I'm a lady. Somebody get this man a bath, stat. Anyway, Thank you for another evening, my friends. And I shall see you next Monday, where we continue playing Arkham Call of... The Call of Arkham. Hello, is that you? Ah, yes, Arkham. Yes, lovely to see you again. Ah, yes. Until next time, my friends.